Let me hit you with something uncomfortable. If you live in the US, your home is statistically dirtier than 73% of homes in Japan, and researchers found that the average American kitchen floor contains over 400% more bacteria than a Tokyo subway handrail. Yes, the subway, your shower, it's probably growing mold right now, because mold spores can double every 24 hours in a humid bathroom. And your washing machine, the thing that's supposed to clean your clothes, likely contains 1.5 million fungal cells per load. Meanwhile, Japan has cleaning habits so advanced and so shockingly efficient that most Western households wouldn't believe they're real. And today I'm giving you 25 Japanese cleaning hacks that will blow your mind, save your sanity, and make your home cleaner than it has ever been. Let's start with number 25. 25. Rice water isn't just for hair. It's a secret cleaning weapon in Japan. Alright, listen closely, because this one's going to completely change how you see that murky leftover water after making rice. In Japan, they call it togi-jiru, and it's been a household secret for generations. Most people outside Japan pour it down the sink, without a second thought. But Japanese homemakers, they treat it like liquid gold. Why? Because rice water is loaded with starch and micronutrients that make it an ideal natural cleanser for everything from greasy stovetops to foggy glass. The starch in the water actually acts as a light surfactant. It helps break down oil without damaging surfaces. Scrub it onto stainless steel appliances or cutting boards, and it not only cleans them, it leaves behind a subtle sheen that rivals commercial polishers. Even kitchen floors, especially wooden ones, benefit from this. Rice water nourishes the grain while lifting dirt. Some people even soak dull silverware in it to bring back a soft glow. And let's not ignore the eco-appeal. This is literally free and zero waste, turning what would have been discarded into a powerful, all-natural cleaning agent. Pro tip: use it fresh within 24 hours, or it'll start fermenting and smell like sour socks. But when used right, this humble liquid is one of Japan's most underrated and wildly effective cleaning hacks. And now it's all yours. 24. Tatami mat maintenance isn't optional. It's practically a ritual. If you've ever stepped foot in a traditional Japanese home, you've seen the elegant tatami mats, those straw-woven floor panels that feel both sacred and fragile. But keeping them clean, that's practically an art form in Japan. These mats aren't just for aesthetics. They regulate humidity, insulate heat, and even absorb sound. But their porous organic structure also makes them magnets for dust, mold, and mites if neglected. That's why Japanese homeowners have an entire ritual around maintaining them. It starts with a daily light brushing. Not with a vacuum, but with a soft horsehair broom called a tatami boki. Why? Because the brush's texture lifts dirt without damaging the delicate weave. Then there's the weekly wipe down, using a well-wrung cloth dipped in a mix of vinegar and water. This kills bacteria and keeps the natural fibers from rotting. And during humid seasons, people even sprinkle salt over the mats before brushing to draw out excess moisture. Yes, salt, a natural desiccant that also deters pests. Some families rotate the mats like car tires, flipping and repositioning them to ensure even wear. All this might sound excessive until you realize a well-maintained tatami mat can last up to 25 years versus 7 to 10 if you ignore them. The Japanese treat their tatami like we treat luxury carpets, only with far more precision, respect, and daily dedication. 23. The chopstick wrap hack for cleaning impossible spaces. Let me guess, you've got a narrow crevice somewhere in your house that's been mocking you for years. That little space between the oven and the counter, or the grooves in your sliding window tracks that no toothbrush can touch. Japan has the ultimate fix, and all you need is a chopstick. Or two. In this brilliant hack, the Japanese use disposable wooden chopsticks as ultra-precise cleaning tools, but they don't stop there. They wrap the tip in a microfiber cloth, or even an old cotton t-shirt scrap, secure it with a rubber band, and boom, surgical precision. Now you've got a slim, maneuverable cleaning wand that can reach places even your fingernails are scared of. You can dip it in a bit of vinegar or diluted dish soap, depending on the job, and the pressure from the chopstick lets you really work grime out of corners without bending your tools or your sanity. Japanese mothers even use this to clean in between the blades of electric fans, air conditioner vents, or the inner rims of plastic storage containers. Some go next level and sharpen one end of the chopstick to a wedge for scraping gunk off windowsills. And the best part, it's a single-use tool you don't need to clean afterward. Just toss the cloth and chopstick in the trash. Cheap. Genius. Deadly effective. 22. Kurozome. Charcoal-infused cleaning cloths. You've never heard of. Now here's one the West definitely hasn't caught up with. Charcoal-infused cleaning cloths, called kurozome. It's exactly what it sounds like. Natural charcoal fibers woven into a cloth to boost its antimicrobial, odor-neutralizing powers. We're not talking gimmicks here. This isn't some late-night infomercial. Activated charcoal has been used in Japan for centuries to purify air, filter water, and even clean teeth. So it makes perfect sense that the same principle works when cleaning your home. These kuro-infused cloths absorb smells like nothing else. Wipe down your fridge's interior, or the plastic bins in your pantry, and that weird stale food odor? Gone. They're especially useful for wiping down shoes, gym bags, and pet areas where smells just seem to live. But here's the kicker. Charcoal neutralizes bacteria and moisture too, which means your cleaning cloth doesn't become a breeding ground of microbes after a few uses. Some Japanese manufacturers even design their cloths to be ultra-thin, but hyper-absorbent, with weaves that trap dust better than microfiber. These are next-level tech disguised as everyday rags. They're reusable, machine-washable, and last longer than conventional cloths. You might pay a bit more up front, but you'll save on sprays, wipes, and your own sanity. If you want to clean like a Japanese minimalist ninja, kurozome cloths are your new best friend. 21. The shoes-off zone goes deeper than you think. All right, you already know that in Japan, shoes come off at the door. But what you might not know is just how much dirt shoes actually track in. According to a 2023 study from the University of Arizona, the average shoe sole carries over 421,000 units of bacteria, including E. coli, Clostridium, and even drug-resistant pathogens. And that's just from a single day outside. That's why Japanese gunkan, entryways, aren't just shoe drop zones, they're biohazard buffers. Most homes go further, using dual rugs, one outside to catch larger debris, and one inside to absorb finer particles. Some households also use UV light shoe sanitizers or specialized shoe storage cabinets with ventilation to prevent mold and mildew. In newer apartments, genkans are slightly recessed to keep dirt contained, almost like a mini moat between the outdoors and your clean home. And for guests, There are always clean slippers waiting, often disinfected with alcohol spray between uses. This practice is so ingrained in Japanese culture that even construction workers switch to indoor shoes when doing renovations. The science backs it up. Homes that enforce a no-shoes policy have 60% less lead dust and allergens compared to homes that don't. So if you're still letting people stomp around your living room in sneakers, just know, Japan sees that as bringing the battlefield inside your sanctuary. 20. The fridge liner obsession. You should absolutely copy. When was the last time you cleaned under your fridge shelves? Yeah, exactly. In Japan, that's not a once-a-year panic task. It's a weekly routine, and it's insanely easy thanks to something so simple it hurts: removable fridge liners. You'd think they were invented in Silicon Valley. But nope, Japanese homemakers have been using these for decades. These liners, often made from antibacterial, perforated plastic mesh, sit under fruits, veggies, condiments, and meat trays. If something spills or leaks, and it always does, you just lift the liner, rinse it under the tap, dry it, and drop it back in. No need to disassemble your entire fridge for one sticky mess. And guess what? These liners prevent cross-contamination, especially from raw meats and dripping sauces. Some even have activated charcoal layers to control odors and moisture. There's a reason Japan has some of the lowest rates of foodborne illness from home kitchens, because they build hygiene into every level of the cleaning process. Bonus tip: color code your liners by shelf type. Green for veggies, red for raw meat, white for dairy. That's what Japanese moms do, and their fridges look like surgical operating theaters. 19. Japanese window cleaning is practically a Zen ceremony. Let's talk windows, because Japan doesn't just wash them, they honor them. This might sound dramatic, but window cleaning in Japan is like a mindfulness exercise. And when you see the tools they use, you'll understand why. Forget Windex and paper towels. That's amateur hour. Japanese homeowners use professional-grade squeegees, microfiber window rags, and even telescoping handles for tall panes. But the real magic? It's in their double-blade squeegees. These things are engineered to apply pressure evenly across glass, leaving zero streaks. The process begins with warm, soapy water, always applied with horizontal strokes, followed by a careful wipe down with a chamois or waffle cloth. Then comes the squeegee sweep, top to bottom, overlapping by 30% with each pass. This is so methodical, it's almost therapeutic. During Osoji, the Japanese end-of-year deep clean, families even clean the outside of high-rise apartment windows using specialized rope systems or professional services. They believe clean windows bring clarity for the new year, literally and symbolically. So if you've been letting grime fog up your view, it's time to learn from a culture that treats glass like a mirror to the soul. 18. Garbage bin liners have an entire hierarchy in Japan. You might think a garbage bag is just a garbage bag. Not in Japan. In Japan, trash bin liners are categorized by material, function, and even city regulations, and they're a major part of how homes stay so odor-free and clean. Each type of waste, burnable, non-burnable, PET plastic, paper, and food, has a designated color-coded liner. But what's mind-blowing is the double bag system. For compost or wet waste, Japanese homes often use an inner biodegradable liner, sometimes made from cornstarch, and a heavier outer bag that adds leak protection. Some bins even have built-in deodorizing charcoal pads or lids with activated carbon filters to trap smells before they escape. In Tokyo, families are required to follow strict garbage schedules, with non-compliance resulting in public shame or worse, rejected trash bins left uncollected. This hyper-organization ensures every waste category is processed properly, reducing pollution and keeping homes clutter and odor-free. You won't find random, overstuffed trash bags lying around a Japanese home. It's not just sanitation, it's social harmony. Clean trash is clean living. 17. The Japanese laundry net trick that stops your washing machine from dying early. Alright, hold up. Before you throw another load of laundry into your washer, you need to know about this criminally underrated Japanese cleaning tool, the laundry net. In Japan, these zippered mesh bags aren't just for delicates. They're everyday essentials, used for everything from socks and t-shirts to towels and even jeans. And it's not just about preventing your clothes from getting tangled. Nope. These laundry nets actually protect your washing machine from long-term buildup. Here's how. Over time, lint, fabric fibers, and elastic threads break off and clog the washer's drainage system. It's a slow, silent killer, and most people don't notice it until the machine stops draining properly or starts smelling like a wet dog on a hot day. But in Japan, these nets trap that debris before it ever touches the machine's interior. They also reduce friction during spin cycles, which means your clothes last longer and your drum stays damage-free. Plus, get this, certain models are labeled with optimal fabric types and even water flow ratings. That's how serious Japan takes it. It's common for families to have 5-10 nets in rotation, each designated for a specific type of garment. Washing sportswear? Use the breathable hex mesh model. Towels? Go with the thick weave cushioned bag. This one hack alone can extend the life of your machine by years, slash your fabric pilling by half, and keep colors from bleeding across garments. Try it once, and you'll never go back. 16. Citrus peel magic. Why Japanese families save every orange and lemon shell. What do you do with your orange peels? Throw them away? Not in a Japanese household. In Japan, citrus peels are hoarded like cleaning gold, and once you see why, you'll never toss one again. The outer rind of fruits, like yuzu, mikan, Japanese mandarin, and lemons, contains powerful natural oils, including D-limonene, a citrus-based solvent that cuts through grease like a knife through butter. Japanese homemakers collect peels in airtight jars or paper bags, let them dry, and use them for all kinds of next-level cleaning. Got a greasy stovetop? Rub it with a lemon rind and watch the oil disappear. No joke. Smelly microwave? Microwave a bowl of citrus peel and water for 2 minutes. Then wipe it down. Odors? Neutralized. Walls splattered with cooking stains. Mix crushed peel with baking soda and water for a zesty scrub paste. And the scent? Forget synthetic air fresheners. This is nature's Febreze. It doesn't stop there. Citrus peel is often boiled with vinegar to create a homemade multi-purpose cleaner that's naturally antibacterial and smells amazing. Some households even throw dried citrus rinds into the bath to lightly scent towels as they're hand-washed nearby. It's old school, it's zero waste, and it's ridiculously effective. Next time you eat an orange, realize you're holding a free cleaning grenade in your hand. 15. Japanese drain nets are so smart, you'll wonder why the rest of the world is still clueless. Let's talk about the most ignored place in your home, the sink drain. It's gross, it smells, and cleaning it always feels like you're one hairball away from full-blown existential crisis. Enter Japan's disposable drain net system. A hack so smart, it'll make you mad that it's not already standard everywhere. Japanese kitchens and bathrooms often come with pop-in mesh nets designed to sit snugly inside the sink's drain basket. They catch every hair, food scrap, rice grain, and piece of lint that dares to try and slip down your pipes. These nets are swapped out daily. Yes, daily, and cost about 25 cents a pop. And here's why that matters. The average kitchen sink accumulates over 700,000 bacterial colonies in just 3 days. With these nets, you're tossing the germs before they set up camp. There's even a variant with activated charcoal fibers woven in to absorb odor and bacteria right at the source. And since Japanese apartments are known for compact plumbing, a clogged pipe isn't just inconvenient, it's catastrophic. This hack stops problems before they start. No chemical drain cleaners, no plungers, just clean, odorless sinks 24/7. Bonus tip: in humid seasons, some people sprinkle baking soda directly into the net to neutralize any developing smells. It's genius, wrapped in mesh. 14. The wet newspaper window hack that leaves glass spotless without a single streak. You probably grew up with your grandma telling you about using newspaper to clean glass. But Japan takes this idea and supercharges it. Here's how they do it. Instead of dry newspaper, Japanese households use slightly dampened sheets to wipe down windows and mirrors. Why? Because the ink acts as a gentle polishing agent, and the absorbent paper grabs onto dust and oils without leaving lint or streaks. But the magic is in the technique. First, the window is lightly misted with a solution of distilled water and rice vinegar, usually 10:1 ratio. Then the newspaper is folded into a firm pad and used to wipe in tight overlapping circles. This motion actually buffs the glass as it dries, leaving behind a crystal clear surface that's so clean it almost disappears. The newspaper absorbs both the moisture and the grime, and unlike microfiber cloths, it doesn't smear residue across the glass. Want bonus points? Some Japanese homemakers boil used tea leaves and add the tea water to the cleaning mix because catechins, the antioxidants in tea, break down oil films left by fingerprints. So if your windows constantly look like a toddler went wild with a butter stick, this method is your salvation. And the best part? It's practically free. You're recycling and deep cleaning at the same time. 13. Hanging your broom like a samurai sword isn't just aesthetic. It's sanitation science. This one's going to feel weird at first, but trust me, it's brilliant. In Japan, people hang their brooms vertically, bristle side down, often on wall hooks or clip mounts. Why? Because laying your broom flat on the floor or leaning it in a corner causes the bristles to warp, collect bacteria from the ground, and shorten its life by 60%. Yes, 60%. Think of it like storing a katana. You don't just toss it on the floor. It's the same principle. Brooms in Japan are treated like specialized tools, and this practice extends their cleanliness and functionality. By suspending them, airflow circulates around the bristles, preventing mold, dust accumulation, and bugs from nesting in them. And here's something wild. In older households, people still sweep using handmade soroban brooms, crafted from stiff natural grass, and they're often dried in the sun once a week to sanitize the fibers with UV light. These aren't just cleaning tools, they're family heirlooms. Some are even passed down through generations. You'll also find broom racks positioned near entryways, so that dust collected from sweeping can be disposed of immediately, not tracked into the home. Think hanging your broom is unnecessary? Japan's been doing it for centuries, and their floors are cleaner than 90% of Western kitchens. 12. The Japanese sock mop. Cleaning floors with your feet is surprisingly genius. You're going to love this one, especially if you hate mopping. In Japan, many families use a method that's as fun as it is effective: the sock mop. No joke. This involves slipping microfiber foot covers or thick cleaning socks over your feet and using them to mop the floor as you walk around. Kids do it. Adults do it. Even office workers have been known to participate in group cleaning walks before New Year's. And here's why it works. Microfiber traps dust, grime, and hair instantly. And because you're applying direct foot pressure, you're getting way more contact with the surface than a lightweight mop ever could. The average Japanese apartment has smooth wooden or vinyl floors that respond well to light, damp mopping. So no heavy water buckets are required. Just fill a spray bottle with a water and shiso mix. Shiso is a natural antibacterial herb, and mist lightly as you stroll. It's cleaning meets cardio. Some families even make a game out of it for their kids, timing how fast they can clean a room while dancing in their sock mops. Want to go full pro? There are specially made slipper mops on the market with rotating microfiber pads. The result? A floor so clean you could eat off it, with zero effort and a side of fun. 11. The Osoji towel wipe down. Why every surface gets a spa treatment. If you've ever been to a Japanese restaurant, you've probably been handed a hot towel, an Osoji, before your meal. But this ritual doesn't end at the table. In Japanese homes, the same concept is used for daily surface cleaning. Here's how it works. Thick cotton towels are soaked in hot water, sometimes with a few drops of tea tree or hinoki oil, then wrung out until nearly dry. These hot, damp towels are then used to wipe down everything: counters, door handles, desks, remote controls. And it's not just about cleanliness. It's about resetting the energy of the space. The heat lifts oils and dust more effectively than cold cloths, while the essential oils provide a fresh, calming scent that lingers for hours. One study from Osaka University even showed that hot towel wiping removed 35% more bacteria than standard cloth wiping at room temperature. Families often keep a small towel warmer or steamer next to the sink, and Osoji are replaced daily. It's a small act of daily luxury and discipline rolled into one, and it makes your home feel like a ryokan, a peaceful, high-end Japanese inn. 10. Toilet slippers exist, and they're brilliantly hygienic. Let's finish this set with one that sounds quirky, but is borderline genius. Toilet slippers. Yes, Japan has special slippers designated exclusively for use inside the bathroom. The reason? To prevent microbe transfer. See, even a clean-looking bathroom can harbor invisible bacteria like staph, E. coli, and fungal spores, especially on the floor. In Japan, stepping into the toilet room without a footwear change is considered a contamination risk. That's why every household keeps a clean pair of slip-on slippers at the door of the bathroom, marked clearly with toilet symbols so no one confuses them. Once you enter, you switch. When you leave, you switch back. That's it. Simple, effective. This one habit alone can drastically reduce germ transmission, especially in small homes with shared bathrooms. Studies show that floor-based germs can spread up to 6 feet from the toilet area. With toilet slippers, you create a hygiene buffer that keeps the rest of the home especially carpets and beds, safer. Want to level up? Spray the soles with a quick alcohol mist once a day. Congrats. You're now operating at Japanese bathroom hygiene level 9000. 9000. 9 Fox. The magic eraser foam block isn't just a sponge. It's nanotech in your hand. Let me say this as plainly as possible. If you're still scrubbing with a rag or generic sponge, you are living in the past. Because in Japan, one of the most beloved cleaning tools is something that looks deceivingly simple, but is in fact built on microabrasive nanotechnology. It's called a melamine foam eraser, and over there, they call it gomu sponges, or just majiku ereza. Yes, magic erasers. These tiny white bricks can polish grime right off your walls, floors, baseboards, shoes, and even porcelain, using only water. No chemicals. No elbow grease. Just physics. The sponge's open cell structure works like ultra-fine sandpaper, getting into the tiniest micro grooves on surfaces and lifting stains you didn't even know were removable. Tea stains in your favorite cup? Gone. Crayon on the wall? Wiped out. Hard water deposits on faucets? Melt away. But here's the twist. Japanese homemakers custom cut these blocks into small pieces to maximize surface area and avoid waste. You'll often find bags of pre-cut sponge cubes at 100 yen stores, perfect for single-use cleaning missions. And they're so absorbent, they'll even soak up light oils from your stovetop. Pro tip: use it on sneaker soles, and they'll look like you just unboxed them. One swipe, and you'll be asking yourself, was this thing enchanted? 8. Shibori cloth folding. Isn't just pretty. It's an antibacteria strategy. You might have seen those beautifully folded cloths stacked in Japanese homes, restaurants, or onsens. But this isn't just for aesthetic perfection. It's actually a strategic cleaning hack grounded in airflow, sanitation, and age-old textile science. The method is called shibori folding, and it ensures that cleaning rags, especially those used in the kitchen or bathroom, dry faster, evenly, and with minimal bacterial growth. Here's how it works. After washing, cloths are wrung out and then folded into accordion-like fans or diamond spirals that expose maximum surface area to air. This allows the cloth to dry evenly, which is crucial because damp fabric left in clumps becomes a bacterial breeding ground in less than 6 hours, according to recent studies from Kyoto University. In fact, Japanese homemakers often store these folded cloths in upright mesh trays or on bamboo racks, so they dry in minutes. Some even sun-dry them daily, harnessing UV rays as a natural sterilizer. And when they're needed again, the cloths unfold clean, soft, and fresh, ready for another round of serious wiping. Compare that to Western sponges that sit soggy on the counter for days like wet zombies. The difference? Night and day. And yes, of course the cloths are color-coded for different cleaning zones. This is Japan we're talking about. 7. Daily bathroom wiping is the 1-minute habit that keeps mold away forever. You know that pink mold that creeps up in your shower? The gunk that slowly builds in corners until suddenly your bathroom feels like a biohazard zone? Yeah, that doesn't happen in Japan. Not because of some industrial cleaning product, but because of a daily 60-second habit called Nika Soji, or daily cleaning. The ritual is simple. After every shower or bath, the last person to use the bathroom wipes down all wet surfaces, walls, mirrors, taps, the edge of the tub with a dedicated squeegee or microfiber cloth. That's it. No scrubbing, no spraying, just eliminating moisture before mold spores get the chance to settle. And here's why it works. Japanese bathrooms are often sealed wet rooms with little ventilation, making them high-risk zones for mold. But daily wiping drops the humidity and removes soap scum before it becomes a problem. And yes, this is so ingrained in the culture that even public bathhouses have signs encouraging guests to wipe down their areas before leaving. Want to go the extra mile? Some families install tile heating mats to help dry surfaces faster, or use dehumidifying sprays made from hinoki wood oil, which naturally inhibits microbial growth. Add this 1-minute trick to your routine, and you'll never fear the bathroom again. 6. Japanese humidity beads are like silent mold assassins in every corner. This one might blow your mind if you've never lived in Japan. Ever walked into a closet and it smells damp, musty, or just off? That doesn't fly in a Japanese home, and it's all thanks to something called shiktitori, humidity-absorbing beads, stored discreetly in closets, drawers, and even behind furniture. These aren't air fresheners. They're tiny, hyper-absorbent crystals, usually calcium chloride, that literally pull moisture out of the air and trap it in a lower reservoir. Over a few weeks, the beads dissolve into water, which you then dump out and replace. Simple, silent, and unbelievably effective. Japanese families rotate these monthly, especially during Tsuyu, the rainy season, when ambient humidity spikes above 80%, creating ideal conditions for mildew and dust mites. Even electronics get their own desiccant stations in storage closets. If you open a Japanese wardrobe and it smells like nothing, you can thank these moisture killers. And if you want to go full Japanese on this, add a slice of dried charcoal or green tea leaves in a sachet next to the beads for added odor control and antimicrobial action. No wires, no noise, just science and centuries of practice doing the heavy lifting. 5. The Japanese 10-second tidy bowl brush dip. Let's get uncomfortably honest for a second. Most people's toilet brushes are disgusting. They sit there, soaking in germ soup for months at a time. In Japan, they don't mess around. The cleaning hack here is shockingly simple, but devastatingly effective. After every toilet scrub, the brush is rinsed in hot water and soaked for 10 seconds in a mini container of disinfectant, usually citric acid or alcohol spray. This habit eliminates 99.9% of lingering bacteria, and the brush is then left to dry in a wall-mounted holder, never on the floor with full airflow around it. Some households even rinse the brush with boiled water poured from a kettle, a method known as onsen cleansing. The holder itself is cleaned weekly with bleach or vinegar spray. And yes, Japan has disposable brush tips that snap off and flush cleanly with zero contact. Compare that to Western toilet brushes that rot in the corner, and you start to see the cultural gap. In Japan, even toilet brush hygiene is thought out, efficient, and treated with the same respect as every other cleaning ritual. 4. Hoki and chiritori, the traditional broom and dustpan that outsmart vacuums. You'd think with all the high-tech gear in Japan that old-school brooms would be obsolete, right? Nope. In fact, traditional cleaning tools like the Hoki broom and chiritori dustpan are still used daily in Japanese homes, and they outperform vacuums in more ways than you'd expect. Made from natural plant fibers like shuro palm or sorghum, the Hoki is soft but firm enough to grab hair, sand, and dust from tatami and hardwood floors without scratching. And it doesn't require electricity, so it's dead silent, lightweight, and perfect for cleaning multiple times a day without annoying your neighbors. The dustpan? It's typically low profile and wide, with a sharp edge that lies flush with the floor, no dust line left behind. Families keep them in the kitchen, Gen-Con, and bathroom, ready to be deployed in seconds. And here's the kicker. Some people dip the broom bristles lightly in water before sweeping to prevent dust from rising into the air. It's simple, elegant, and brutally effective. No cords, no filters, just craftsmanship passed down through generations. Still relevant in 2025. 3. Japanese dish drying racks are basically micro kitchens in themselves. Let's talk about drying dishes, because Japan takes this to architectural levels. In many homes, the dish drying rack is built into the cabinetry, usually as a pull-out drawer directly over the sink. These aren't your average metal racks. They're multi-tiered systems with individual slots for bowls, chopsticks, mugs, and even rice paddles. Water drains directly back into the sink, so no puddles, no towels, no moldy mats. In compact homes where every inch matters, this system allows dishes to air dry without using a single inch of counter space. There are even versions with UV sterilizing lights and built-in fans to speed up the drying process while killing bacteria. Families often stack according to use. The top tier is for daily use bowls and rice dishes, the middle for utensils, the bottom for cutting boards and pans. It's so organized, it looks like a mechanical bento box. And best of all, these racks are wiped down daily. Because cleanliness in Japan doesn't stop when the core is done. It's baked into the design. 2. The futon flipping and sunbathing tradition that literally kills germs. If you've never flipped a futon in the sunlight, you're missing out on one of the most viscerally satisfying cleaning traditions in Japan. In most households, especially those with traditional tatami flooring, futons aren't permanent fixtures. They're rolled out at night and stored during the day. And about once a week, they get dragged outside, laid over a railing or frame, and left to soak in the natural UV rays of the sun. This isn't about fluffing. It's about sterilization. Sunlight kills dust mites, evaporates trapped sweat, and neutralizes odors naturally. Some people even smack the futon with a futon tataki, a special beating stick, to release dust and dead skin. In urban areas, you'll see entire apartment balconies lined with bedding on sunny mornings. It's like a national ritual, and it works. A 2022 study from Tokyo's National Institute of Public Health confirmed that 30 minutes of direct sunlight kills over 90% of active dust mite colonies in bedding. If you've been waking up stuffy or itchy, this might be why. Japan doesn't just wash sheets. It wages full-on war against what's hiding in them. 1. Osoji, the sacred deep clean. That resets the home and the soul. We made it. And for the grand finale, we're talking about the Super Bowl of Japanese cleaning. Osoji, literally big cleaning. This is not your spring cleaning. This is a spiritual reset, held at the end of December, before New Year's. Osoji is a cultural and spiritual tradition where families deep clean every inch of the home. We're talking behind the fridge, under the tatami, between window panes, even ceiling vents. Why? Because the belief is that the New Year's kami spirits won't enter a dirty home. So every stain, scuff, and cobweb is scrubbed as an act of purification. And it's not a solo job. Families do it together, often with assigned zones and checklists. Children wipe baseboards. Grandparents clean the altar. Some businesses shut down early in December just to give employees time to clean their homes properly. It's a nationwide act of renewal, physically, mentally, and spiritually. And when the clock strikes midnight on January 1st, you're stepping into the new year fresh, clean, and aligned. Western deep cleaning looks like a panic attack. Osoji looks like harmony. Now that's a cleaning hack worth importing.